Hello.
Hello, welcome.
It's Chatting Sounds, and we are back again with a special guest in a little while as well.
That's right.
What should we say? Welcome to today's episode on the live.
Yeah, for those guys who don't know about this, it's Chatting Sounds. It's a conglomerate of Robbie Burgess's Chatting Tracks, which he is an expert in everything music, and me, and me, Pete Saxer, with my show Unknown Sounds, which features independent music.
Which is awesome. So if you're an independent band watching this stream, or you find us in a year's time, contact Pete, and it's worth your while, and he'll have you on. So how have you been, Pete? You been okay?
Yeah, it was a tough week. You know, it was just lots going on. And this morning I woke up and I had a zit in my underarm. How do you get a zit in your underarm, mate? It's really painful as well.
I don't know. Have you been scratching it a lot? Have you been doing something?
No. You know, zit, right? Pimple, spot, whatever you call it. Yeah.
Yeah, spots, Yeah,
spots.
Blemishes. Is that
I've got a spot in my underarm.
Ablutions? Is that one? Oh, no,
that's when you clean yourself.
Is it?
Yeah, your morning ablutions is when you, get yourself together for the day.
I thought it's when you go to the toilet. See, this show's
not... No, that's evacuation.
See, the show's not only musical, but it's also
we talk about everything.
To some degree, yeah, but don't take our word for it. I think it's the disclaimer.
Yeah, exactly. That. Everything we say, you have to fact check because we have
it. Amazing. Cool. It's been an amazing, interesting week in the world of music. We'll go through some of that in a minute. But as ever, shall we sort of divulge and say what we've been listening to this week?
Yeah, let's do that.
Would you like to go first?
I will certainly go first, Robbie. Thank you.
Okay.
Very kind of you.
Well,
now, I went to see a film. I haven't seen films in a long time, but I went to see the Bob Marley film.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And that encouraged me to listen to this album.
Lovely.
Kaya by Bob Marley. I love this album. I started listening to this in the 80s when I was hanging out with my friends in college and stuff, and it was just amazing. Bob Marley calls this his drug and sex album. Because, of course, Kaya means marijuana.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's all about smoking marijuana and having lots of fun. The biggest song I think on there is This Love? Do you know that one, don't you?
Yeah. One of the best ones as well.
Yeah, well, it's a great one, but they also like Sun is Shining and Easy Skanking, Satisfy My Soul. They're classic reggae tunes that everyone knows. Right. And even if you haven't heard it, the first time you hear it, it's like you've known it all your life because it's within your soul, and Bob just brings it out.
Amazing. And was the film any good?
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of The Commitments. Do you remember The Commitment movie?
Yeah.
Because I went to see that in America, and it took me about 30 minutes to understand what they were saying. Same thing with this Jamaican accent. Halfway through, I missed so much, but it was really interesting. They did a good job, and I learned a lot about Bob. But yeah, you know he's dead. I didn't know that.
I know they've missed bits out. There's been there's lots of stuff that's been sort of shadily covered over. I know that.
Yeah,
much.
Of course. They always do that with biopics, don't they? I'm sure he wasn't, according to the movie, he was like the perfect person, and I'm sure he wasn't like that.
Who is? Apart from
Bob Marley.
Pete? Apart from yourself, Pete.
Oh, no one is, mate. No one is. Not even me.
We should say, if you're, whatever device you're watching us on, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, blah, 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 if you want to say hello and contact us, you can do it via the comments and we can see them on the screen. Also, if you want to let us know what albums and music you're listening to, because we get a way to discover new bands and new stuff. So if you're listening to this week, you say, hey guys, check this out. We'll definitely do it. Yes. I've gone back a wee tad, and I've been listening to some Isaac Hayes and Hot Buttered Soul.
Nice.
I think I need this effect to do it.
Yeah, baby.
Nice.
That's the sort of level it is, it's all that sort of it's brilliant. He does Walk On By, who was by Dionne Warwick, wasn't it? But this is like 15 minutes long.
Oh my gosh.
And it's just one of those things where it's you hear the album and it's been sampled to bits as well. There's bits of it you go, yeah, I know that bit, bit. It got sampled to death. I think Black Moses was the other one that got sampled quite heavily as well. But it's just it was made on Stax, the label, and it's just a wonderful album, and it's just great. It's just got that 70s soul semi-disco sound that just really sort of takes you, like, you can almost smell this vinyl, smell the aftershave and the denim and all the stuff, it's wonderful. It's really, really wonderful. And I just love this album. I was playing this as well.
Wasn't Isaac Hayes, wasn't he the voice of South Park, the chef?
He was until they fell out over Scientology because he was a Scientologist, and they did. He was. Yeah. And they did an episode on it, and he basically, I don't think I'm offending anyone by saying this, but he said, you can't do an episode on that. And they sort of said, well, we do everybody. We don't. Yeah, we can't pick sides. And that's when he left.
Yeah.
So, he was a huge Scientologist as well. But yeah, I mean, great artist. I always think he's a bit underrated as well. I always think he never gets the credit he deserves. He's kind of just always
on the side. I understand what you're saying. Yeah. Like Barry White, he was the go-to, wasn't he?
That's right, yeah. And Teddy Pendergrass on the other side of it as well, and Al Green as well. Brilliant, let's be honest.
Yeah, they're all great, yeah.
He gets forgotten about as well. Hello, Brian and Joe. They're watching.
Brian. Hey, Brian. Brian from Unorthodox. Nice to see you guys.
Hey, guys. Welcome along to today. It's lovely to see you. So what else you been listening to?
I've been listening to an old one. This is from one of my favorite American bands. You may have heard of it. Okay. Windows. No, I mean The Doors.
That's my favorite one as well.
Waiting for the Sun, really?
Yeah, it's my favorite Doors album. Yeah.
What's your favorite song on it?
Is My Wild Love on that?
No,
it's not. Is it? Okay.
Yes, it is. Of course, it is. Is that your favorite one then? Yeah.
Yeah, I love that as well. Yeah, Love Street's on it as well.
Love Street's on it. Hello, I Love You. The Unknown Soldier, 5-1. Really classic stuff. Yeah. It was their third album. It was when they really ran out of Jim Morrison's poems at this point, and he started making some new stuff.
Yeah.
And Love Street, I'll tell you a little story. I was in Laurel Canyon in California. Have you ever been to LA?
I've not been, and it really annoys me that I've not been. Well, I haven't been.
I know, man. I'm going to say that every time. When we went to Laurel Canyon, me and my friend John, who lives there, we went to the country store. That's where everybody used to go. And Mama Cass lived in the basement for a while and all that. It was a famous place. Right around the corner is where Jim Morrison lived with his then girlfriend. And it's called Red Hoof? What is it called? Red Hoof Trail. And they renamed it Love Street because that's where he wrote it.
Nice.
Yeah, I walked in his shoes.
I mean, Laurel Canyon, what a place. If I could go back in time, that is literally the place I'd go. I'd literally go to Laurel Canyon and walk around and go house to house and see. Was it the Monkey's house is at the top where Peter Tork lived, wasn't it? And he was, apparently he was a huge nudist. Did you know?
Yeah, he was. And he was a lot cooler than he seemed on television. He really got into the whole scene, and he was well respected. It wasn't just like, this boy band that put together.
I mean, The Doors are just, that album, interestingly, I think was the turning point before they started getting really experimental. I think that's the point when it got after that is when they got really sort of, what's the word? That's when they got really sort of not as poppy, not as more
psychedelic, more intellectual. And I think that also had a lot to do with not only Jim's, his thinking and his writing, like The Lizard King and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Soul Kitchen. But also Ray Manzarek, because he really had a lot of influence on the band. It was his band, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Great man.
I've been listening to a really interesting album. Like I said, I've gone back a wee tad there. So it came out. When did it come out? I think it was 2021 it came out. And it's Silk Sonic. With a really cool funky cover.
Bruno Mars?
It's Bruno Mars and Anderson. Is it Park or Pack? I don't know say his name. And Bootsy Collins is on it.
Oh, right.
And it's probably the best 70s disco-ish homage I've ever heard.
Really?
It's absolutely amazing. If you've got Spotify, check it out, Silk Sonic. And it's I don't know if you remember the band New Breed, but it sounds a lot like New Breed. It's sort of it's not disco, it's more like lovemaking music. It's really hard to describe. I don't know if there's such a genre, but it's very sort of like you got to hear it to understand. You know what I mean? Like if you heard it, you'd understand what I mean. Like one of the songs called Leave the Door Open and After Last Night. It's that's all the titles are very suggestive.
Yeah.
But it's just an amazing album. Wow. And it's one of those things where they've done this and they pops up and then they've not done it since. And anyone that's heard this album is going, do another one. Yeah, you got to do another one. It's brilliant. But they kind of just sidelined it for now. And Bootsy's amazing on it as well. If you get yourself on Spotify, find this album, Silk Sonic, and if you want to chill, this is the one to put on. It's fantastic. It's a fantastic album.
Yeah, really, I'm definitely going to check it out. Thank you, Robbie.
You're more than welcome.
That's on my list now.
Have you listened to anything else?
I've listened to another old one from the 70s. I think this is the one that got me into alternative music.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
Yeah, the Boomtown Rats, Art of Surfacing. And, it's got some great songs on it. I remember I was driving me and my girlfriend were driving across the bridge going into Seaside Heights, and she was playing this on cassette. Mm. She goes, "Oh, you got to listen to this band." And I'm thinking, what the heck is this? He can't sing. The music is all over the place. And then a year later, I was like, I knew it inside and out. I loved it.
Is it got, what is it, Rat Pack on that? Or is it?
No, Rat Trap's not on here. No, that was an earlier one. They've got Diamond Smiles, which is one of my favorite. Take my picture, is it called? Someone's Looking at You. Mm. You Have My Picture Taken, which is a fun song. And I Don't Like Mondays. I Don't Like Mondays, a huge hit, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, massive, yeah.
Now, I don't know if you know this, but during the 70s in the UK, there was a lot of problems with the labor unions and Margaret Thatcher because they wanted to go down to a 4-day work week. Mm-hmm. And so Bob wrote a song about it saying, I don't like Mondays because I only want to work 4 days. So let's not work Mondays. So so that's where the song I Don't Like Mondays came from.
I thought it was the girl that shot people.
What?
Well, there was a young girl, wasn't there? She went to the school. She lived opposite and she shot loads of people. And then they arrested her and said, "Why don't you like it?" She said, "I don't like Mondays."
Wow, that's a bit dark.
Maybe it's both. It could be both. But yeah, I'm sure it's about.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think you're right, Rob. Yeah, I think that's a totally different song than I was thinking about. Yeah. That might have been the alternative version. That might have been the first version that he had. He sent me, when he first did it, he sent me the lyrics and the little demo with all the political lyrics. I said, "Bob, don't politicize it at all. Just go right, for the heart of the matter."
Was that song called Not on a Tuesday? Is that is that the one you got?
Yeah.
Fun fact, Bob actually lives in my town. Bob Geldof lives in my town, and I see him around every now and again. And he's just as grumpy as he is on the telly.
Yeah.
He's in person. He's a right grumpy. Yeah. So I've seen him a few times, and he's. I'm not going to say he's rude because he's not, but he's very grumpy. He's a very, very grumpy person. And you do sort of go, "Oh, it's Bob Geldof," and then, but he's kind of cool as well. Nick says, yes, it was about the girl. So,
I know. I was just kidding. I thought you would take off with me, Rob, but you were like, "Oh, wait a second." I know, Brian. I know. Nick, Mr. Fall Rise, thanks for joining us. I know. I was making a joke. I have a very questionable sense of humor, some people might say.
I don't have one, but there we are.
That's true.
So I'm going to do my final record for the day before I play a video. It cost a bit of money, but I had to get it. It was the Band on the Run double box set vinyl.
Oh, yeah.
To talk about this box set is quite controversial. Okay, so what they did is there's 2 vinyls in here. It cost me not near shy of 60 quid for a start, but the Band on the Run version is the 2010 mix. It's just done at half speed, so it's got clearer stuff on it, a lot deeper, bits and bobs like that. And the underdub version is on there as well, which is the second vinyl. So the underdub, for people that don't know, what happened was Paul and Linda and Denny went to Nigeria, recorded the demo, came back. Then they sort of did a cut down version, gave it to Tony Visconti, who obviously worked with Bowie, and said, "Can you put the orchestration on it?" And then he took it away, did all the orchestration for the songs that he wanted it on, and then he gave it back. And the second vinyl is that version, the mix they did. Jeff Emmerich did it, obviously worked with the Beatles. And it's basically that mix. So it's untouched for 50 years, and then it's on there. Now, some people are saying it's a great version to have, and I can't disagree, but they should have sold it as a separate vinyl, so you didn't have to pay £60 to get it.
Yeah.
You could only get it on paulmccartney.com. You couldn't get it anywhere. Like a record shop friend of ours, Simon, tried to get it for me. He couldn't get it. He had to go through. I had to go through Paul McCartney in the end to get it. Not personally, I didn't ring him. But the only difference is with this 2010 version of the original album is it's got a track called Hell on Wheels on it, which wasn't in the UK pressing. It was in the American pressing. Mm-hmm. So you got it before we did. And I did a reaction to the song on my YouTube channel. If you've not done that, please subscribe, because that's awesome. And all about the track, and I played it then. We spoke about it. And yeah, really, really cool. Is it worth 60 quid? Honestly, no, it's not worth 60 quid. Probably 35 to 40 is fair. but I had to get it because I'm a completist.
Yeah,
So it was one of those things where I had to have it, so I had to spend the money. Also, this year there's going to be a John Lennon's Mind Games album box set coming out as well, so that'll be the next thing I'll be spending a fortune on. Living in a box. I'll be doing this show from a box somewhere, so because I've spent my money on vinyl. But yeah, I had to get it because I needed to get it to complete the set. But it's not. It's not that it's not worth the money. It's just that they could have priced it better. I think that's a fair way of saying it, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's weird. It's like when you say, "Oh, it probably should have cost about 35 to 40 pounds." Like, how do you put a price on, you know, what's important to people? It's like, it's like Steve Martin used to say when he was doing comedy. He says, you know, you guys paid 100 pounds to see me. You guys right in the front, and you guys all the way up top only paid 20 quid. So when I do my good bit, only you guys can listen. It's worth more. And then when I do some crap stuff, the guys at the top will listen.
Well, I fathomed it out 40 quidish, so £20 of vinyl. I thought that was fair.
Yeah.
Or 15 each if you did 30. So I think, you know, because vinyl costs about £3.50 to make, including the cover.
Even with the 180 gram ones.
Yeah. Vinyl's vinyl, so it doesn't cost that much. All right, say £5, arguably. Yeah. So that's 20 quid all in, £25. So to borrow 60 quid is just daft. Anyway, that's the vinyls we've been listening to. Let us know in the comments if you listen to vinyls as well, because you'd love to know what you're listening to. I'm interested in the music that you're listening to out there as well. And shall we play a video of our first guest?
No, let's not. Let's leave that till she's here. Let's play another video. Let's play the next one by Accurate Void. It's called I Feel So Strong. Now, these guys are from Portugal. I think they're great. He's a really cool guy. I've known him for a while. And when they sing in English, but you can tell that their English isn't their first language. So it's fun to watch. It's a great song. It's a good video. And it's interesting to watch, too, because of the whole English thing. So have a listen to Accurate Void.
I look deep inside of my heart for tears, love, joy, and pain. And I don't miss any part, and I don't feel any blame. It's so good to be here again, in this very special place. It's so easy to understand. The feeling is stuck in my
Name.
Ain't- ain't- I can feel it in my face.
That is really cool.
It's good, isn't it?
But at the start, I thought it was Blink 182 almost. It had a Blink 182. Oh, the small thing. It sounded a bit like that.
Yeah.
And then, but like you said about the accent, it sort of swings the song better, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it fits perfectly.
Yeah. That was,
Yeah, it's really great.
yeah, it's really interesting. Well, you say Portugal they're from?
Yeah, Portugal, yeah.
That is really, really cool.
Yeah.
Brian says you've got a great poker face, by the way, Pete.
Oh, thanks, Brian. I guess I should let people know when I'm joking more, I guess.
Yeah, you need to
Yeah.
just not all the way through it. Yeah.
I'll do the little thing.
But, no, I really like that track. I thought it was really cool, and I just love the reckless abandonment of taking an expensive guitar in the sea. And don't do that.
It's funny too because the song is about familiar places give you strength. For people to know you and you know everybody there, which is totally foreign to me because that's why I moved away from my home to England, so no one would know me, and I would start. I'd be anonymous all my life.
Yeah,
that's why I do this.
Yeah. Wicked. Shall we bring on our first guest?
Oh, yes.
Do you want to introduce who we're bringing on?
Okay. Now, this is Audra Coldiron, also known as Madame Who. There she is. Hi, Audra. Nice to see you again.
Hi, everybody.
And she comes all the way from Maryland in the U.S., or as they say here, Maryland.
Oh, yeah. I went a couple of years ago to the UK, and yeah, they were doing that.
Yeah, it's funny.
Somebody asked me if that's where Elvis was. I was like, no, that's Graceland.
Close. No, it's great. We had a chat the other day, didn't we, Audra?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fine.
And that's right. That's going to come out tonight on the Unknown Sounds YouTube channel. And I always get nervous when she's around.
Why?
No, that's what I have to say about the interview, though. It's great. She tells us her whole story. It's a fantastic story, very inspiring, very emotional. And we play a lot of her videos, fantastic stuff. But I am in awe of her. So most of the interview was me just going like this.
Should I leave you alone? Should I go?
Mate, we have a moment in the interview. It's just, oh my God, I felt like a 16-year-old girl.
I'm just going to pop out.
No, she's great. She's great.
So,
and she's got a new single out. That's why she's here.
Mm-hmm. Yep. New single. It's called Peter Meter. It's based on something that my grandmother said to me on the way to college for my freshman year. As she was a wealthy a woman from Atlanta. So she had this old school Georgian accent, American Georgian accent, like from Gone with the Wind, like Scarlett O'Hara. And I was alone in the kitchen with her, and she said, Audra, I've been out of the dating pool for some time now, and I was just wondering, do boys still require that you have sex with them? And I'm like,
Grandma.
yes.
That's amazing. Isn't that sort of Carolina accent the most seductive in the world? They rated it as or something.
Oh, it is it?
Yeah, apparently it's the most seductive accent in the world. Yeah.
Audra, was your grandmother seductive?
I guess. I mean,
no, it's great. It's great. It's I want to say it's a different song, a different type song from Madame Who, but Madame Who is very eclectic. Her songs are all types of genres. They're fantastic.
yeah,
They're
maybe
mostly
genre fluid.
Yeah, genre fluid. That's right. Very good. Genre fluid.
Is that the new buzzword? Is it genre fluid?
I guess.
No, she made it up.
I'm not
She's
up to
the
date with this stuff. Yeah.
She's the original.
Mhm.
But yeah, we first met online. Well, not really online like that, but
That's
through
how I met my
emails.
boyfriend.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's how I met my wife.
Oh.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
Gender fluid music.
Oh yeah. So years ago, Audra sent in some music from Madame Who, and I played the song. Oh my gosh. I'm doing it again now. I can't.
Reclaim your power. Reclaim your power.
Reclaim Your Power.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
go Reclaim Your Power.
That's it. We played that song. It's off the the title album of the same name. Fantastic, very inspirational. In fact, I think we played that on this show, Robbie, on one of the first shows. Really great stuff.
I think we did actually. Yeah.
And we've been playing more and more music by her, and this is her newest single, and it's great. It's funny.
It is
meaningful.
funny.
And it's very unusual. Can you tell us exactly what does Peter Meter mean?
Really? Okay. You know what a Johnson is?
Yeah.
Like Boris?
Because
Yeah,
of
sure.
He is the biggest Johnson.
You have to fill up, there's like parking meters. And so you have to fill up his
Sexual ego.
Yes.
Okay, I get it. Yeah. Very good. Should we delve right into it? There's a lot of blushing going. I'm sorry.
Brian's got
That's right,
made,
Brian.
mate.
Oh my gosh. You're right.
I'll tell you what, why don't we play the record while you get some composure, Pete?
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, here's the new track then. Peter Meter.
His face and how he left me high and dry. She lifted up my chin, said, honey pie, I don't know him, but I have a hunch, I might know why. There's only one way to keep a lover.
Cool.
Lovely.
Really cool.
Good stuff.
I like it. It's a proper mix of genres you got in there. You got like almost house music, then you got rock music in there.
Yeah, I like it all.
Yeah.
Wow, your kitchen
It's really
sink.
hard to stay within a genre when you're your own producer and you don't have a band, because like MIDI's your limit, and that's unlimited.
Yeah, but it works in your favor, doesn't it? It's amazing.
I guess.
Definitely. Yeah. Definitely. All I could think of was your grandma dancing around the living room. Did she do that?
No, she was very proper. She liked to knit and crochet a lot.
Yeah. If she could see that video, would she approve?
I have no idea. I really didn't know her very well.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she just said profanities and then disappeared. Is that?
Yeah.
Nick says that's a banger. That tune, love it. So you've got a fan. Fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. You could find everything that Madame Who does on her YouTube channel, Madame Who, and on Facebook, Madame Who, on TikTok, The Real Madame Who. Yep. Everywhere. She's everywhere, as she should be. She's excellent.
Everywhere.
So are you mainly working sort of electronic music, or do you do sort of acoustic stuff as well? Or what's your sort of area for you to sort of move around in it?
Well, I like to stay within pop rock, and the edges of pop rock. To play out, which I don't do very often, I either have tracks or I have an acoustic guitar. So I'm either, I guess, is what my answer is. Either or, everything.
I'd love to hear an acoustic version of Peter Meter. That's a
it's with the kazoo. I have it.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
So what's up?
Actually, listen, I played it for an open mic, a virtual open mic, right? It was like, 20, as all these open mics are, they're senior citizens, okay? And they didn't tell me the rules. I'd never met any of these people before. I'm just on. It was like a round. You go around with one song and then with another song. Well, the first song I sang was Strange and Beautiful. It's not offensive at all, okay? You can't even construe it to be offensive. Then the second one I was going to play Reclaim Your Power, but then one older gentleman, played something about his grandmother, which is very sweet, and I was like, I know, I'll play mine about my grandmother. They're going to love it. So I got out the kazoo and I did the acoustic version, and at the end, nobody clapped, and I noticed I was muted, and I was like, well, did I accidentally mute myself? And then the leader of the open mic is like, you violated our rules with the no profanity. I'm like, what profanity? What? I'm sorry, I didn't know anything. And I mean, how was I to know that these senior citizens would be so offended by that?
Crazy.
Sometimes you just don't realize. Back in the day, I played in a band and we were called Leviathan's Vendetta, which is basically Return of the Devil. And we played in a church, and we wondered why they got with the drum skin that had a picture of a devil with an angel. Sometimes you just goes, isn't it? So what's the sort of music scene like in America for gigging? Is there lots of places to play out there, or is it all closing down? Or
oh well, I can't speak to that because I'm in a resort town that only allows you to play covers. So during the summer, if you play covers, you can have a full-time job if you wanted to. But of course, it's, mid-Atlantic, so it's not open during the winter. So
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and the other places to play are like hours and hours away, like in Baltimore and Dover, and so.
Yeah.
I forget.
But when I lived in Nashville, it was like all the time because everybody, all the talented songwriters either go there or New York or LA. And so there was just bands all the time, every day of the week.
Too much in Nashville, though? Was there too many bands? Yeah.
Too many bands, not enough fans. Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
I almost wrote a song called that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost.
And when you were in Nashville, you had a band, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Audra and the Antidote.
Yes.
Oh, yep. I looked that up on YouTube and watched some of it. It was amazing. You are quite a contortionist, aren't you?
Hang on.
Well, I was a gymnast. Yeah, I was a gymnast, and So we used to start out our sets with me doing a handstand for like a minute while the keyboardist played a classical piece.
Yeah, it was really interesting.
And we were
really good stuff.
We were inspired to do that because one of our shows early on, we opened for a this guy he was kind of like a comedian, but like a Lollapalooza. What would you call him? It's hard to describe. He would do things like hang an iron from his balls. Okay, you could throw like darts at his back and they would stick.
Oh my gosh!
He's
I remember that stuff.
Sideshow Benny. I don't know if he's still alive.
That's nuts. Probably not.
And where did you put the kazoo?
What'd you say?
Where did you put the kazoo? Where did the?
Oh no, I didn't do the kazoo then. I just started doing the kazoo.
Audra, I also saw the interview on Farm. Is it Farm Club?
Yep, it was Farm Club that we were doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very interesting. This probably won't be interesting to anybody else but you and me, if you can remember. The guy who interviewed you, Matt Pinfield. Do you remember him?
Yeah, of course.
I went to university with him.
You did?
Yeah, well, he was a couple of years ahead of me. He was a DJ at the Melody Bar, which we used to go to all the time and had a lot of independent bands. It was fantastic.
Oh, cool.
He was so full of himself, but he loved music so much. And
Big
I'm really,
fan.
Robbie, he went on to MTV. He was a VJ. He did a lot of different things. He was really interesting guy. Yeah. There was a connection we had.
When he came to Nashville, I got to hang out in a bar with him and talk for a few hours. Yeah, he was
nice
interesting.
Guy. Yeah.
And Nick wants to know, is that how he ironed his shirts, by hanging the iron from his balls?
Oh my gosh.
I guess. I don't know.
It started out as music and now it's just pornograph. Fantastic. So what's next? Go on, Pete. Go on.
Robbie, Audra is a big Beatles fan like you and I.
Yes. Excellent.
So,
I love the Beatles.
Yeah.
So
Robbie,
go on. I was going to say we're going to talk about the Beatles in a bit, Audra, but as we might as well throw it open to yourself as well. They're going to make, I don't know if you've seen it in the news, they're going to make 4 separate Beatles movies.
I don't know. I haven't.
So Sam
I watched
Mendes,
all the Get Back ones.
amazing. This is going to be like biodocs, and there's going to be four separate movies, all ending with them sort of joining up. They said the trouble with the Ringo one, it will be just him clapping and drinking tea because he didn't really do much. But how do you feel about sort of a 4-movie version of the Beatles story? Do you think it's too much? Do you think they should just do...
Are you kidding me? No. No. You can never have too much Beatles.
My greatest fear, though, is that they get it wrong because it's going to be actors playing them. It's not going to be...
Right. Who is going to play them? Jeez.
Yeah, that's the next question they've thrown out to the public. You know, who do you think should play? Normally they say Idris Elba, so he should be John Lennon. Because it has to be gender fluid and neutral. Whoever's doing whatever, you know. So
gosh,
you can't say one person because then you're a racist.
So Robbie, it's going to be, each movie is going to focus on each of the Beatles from when they were born up until the late 50s when they came together.
As far as I know, yeah, that's the way
that's amazing.
And it's going to be, you know, they get together in the cavern, and that's where that movie ends. But you know, it sounds great.
It ends at the cavern.
Yeah, pretty much by the sounds of it.
So when all the good stuff happens, they cut all that out.
Yeah, unless they're just saying that, and it will go through to the, you know, the letter B sessions.
Yeah.
But you know, it's a story everybody sort of knows in the sort of public consciousness anyway. Yeah. So do you really need to know the pre-bit? Is, you know, it's.
No, we don't know that. Okay, unless you're a super fan, you don't know their childhoods, right? Yeah. Isn't that what they're going to go through?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like Ringo was in hospital a lot. Everybody knows that. And then he got a drum because a music person came in the wall with a drum, and that's what he picked. And
yeah, but that's all I know about Ringo's childhood.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And his dad got killed in the war, I think it was. No, his dad left, and then he raised by his mum. So, you know, there's an interesting book I'm listening to at the minute called Love and Let Die by John Higgs. And he sort of says in the book that Love Me Do and Dr. No came out in the same afternoon. and it's the parallels between the two. And it's quite interesting that he follows the journey of the Beatles and Ian Fleming at the same time. And if you really like sort of Bond and the Beatles, because he has to cover a lot of the early Beatles stuff to cover the Bond side of it, if you see what I mean. Things like Ian Fleming's mum, he had a nickname for her. She was called Rocker or something like that. She had some weird name, but the family called her M. That was her nickname.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So it's sort of these weird sort of tie-ins, and it's basically, the Beatles and Bond together. But it's a really interesting book. So, but going back to the films, I'm not sure if it's what is needed. I think it's sort of, I can live without seeing it. I think it's one of those sorts of things, because it could be really boring if it's just about 12-year-old kids, running around wanting to write songs, But okay, the other Beatles thing we're going to talk about. Let's move on to the next one. We're here, Audra. The Beatles Paul and Ringo have now done a track with Keith and Mick from the Stones. So they're doing.
I heard you say that.
Yeah. So do you think that's a good idea, or do you think it's a little bit too late, given they're all 80 years old?
Oh. I mean, aren't their fans not too much younger?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got fans of all generations, don't they? Yeah.
I think they should just keep putting out music until they die, because so what?
I just think
you're not too old.
That's right.
If this was 1968 or something like that, it'd be a really interesting idea. But it's a bit,
I can't believe they didn't do anything in the 60s or 70s together. Well, the 60s together,
No, they didn't. They didn't sort of. There you go. Pete could stand in for Paul as he does a good voice impression. Can we hear this then?
Thanks, Don.
Go on.
Well,
you can do Pete.
Okay, you ready? Here we go. And it is in relation to the Beatles. Ready? Hello, John. Would you like a cup of tea?
Wow.
It's like he's here with us.
But he's Indian.
Thanks, Don. Thanks for that. No, but I am surprised that I know John Lennon was in the movies, the Rolling Stone movie, the circus movie, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Yeah. They never released anything together, though, did they?
No, they never. But from what I understand, this single was written together as well. It's a real sort of hybrid. It's sort of. I bet Paul drove the whole thing, though.
Oh yeah, of course. So it's Paul and John wrote most of it. Is that what we're saying?
What, the song with so it's Mick and Keith, and then Ringo. He's like, "Listen, lads," and all that sort of stuff, and then they got together and did this single. But I don't know. I just think it's too late. I think if they'd done it in the mid '60s, late '70s, it would have been the perfect peak time for that song. But I think I'm not going to say past it, but I think there's a shelf life to some things.
Yeah. The other thing with the Beatles, though, and Audra, I'm glad you're here. I'd like you to tell us your opinion on this.
Okay.
Have you heard the newest Beatles single? Then and now and then. What do you think? Yeah. Well,
it wasn't my favorite Beatles song.
No. So this is what I think about it. And I think it's a good song. It's a good song. It's a good Paul McCartney song. The thing that John Lennon wrote was a love song. But Paul, I'm not going to, Ringo too, he was there. Like you said, he was getting the tea. But Paul made it into a, like a homage to the old Beatles days, because he knows that the people who love the Beatles have a lot of money now, and there's people like Robbie who will buy anything no matter what. Seriously.
Yes.
And they changed it. They took out a verse. They really changed it around. They made the video, to pull out your heartstrings. It reminds me of the Johnny Cash version of The Hurt.
Yeah.
With Rick Rubin. I love that song. It's a beautiful song, but watching the video is just, come on, guys. How much money does Paul McCartney need? Because I think that's all it's about now is making money.
Because I think he's just giving everything he can to his fans. That's how I see it.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, then how come the Red and the Blue albums was £75 each, which is what, about $100 each?
Oh, well, I don't have any explanation for that.
And you know what? I don't own it.
Well, you can just, listen to it online for free. So
that's true.
There is that.
Oh,
but I'm on Alexa, so it's going to cost me £200 at some point.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to get it, I know.
Audra, what's next for you? You going to write some more music? You going to go do mini tours, or what?
I have another single after this one. It's called LLAP, stand for Live Long and Prosper, which is the Star Trek thing. It's in the song, Mr. Spock comes to me in a dream, and he's basically saying, in order to live long and prosper, you have to take care of your mother, the earth.
Oh,
So-
nice.
I like that. That's really cool.
Very good.
And it's
Yeah.
fun. It has a fun beat and a fun bass line, and it's fun.
Is it all written now?
Yeah, it's written. No, it's recorded too. And
Oh, nice.
actually, there's already a version of it on my Spotify. But we're gonna do a video of it too,
Great.
just in time for the release, which is March 15th.
Oh, great. I hope you send us the
another-
video.
Quirky, fun one.
Yeah, great.
My
I can't wait
boyfriend's
to play
name is
that
Spock.
video and the song on the Unknown Sound Show.
Fantastic.
That's great.
Audra, thanks for joining us today. It's been lovely having you on.
Well, thank
And
you.
it's nice
Thank
to
you so
meet
much.
you. And yeah, definitely send us some stuff through when you get some stuff. We'll get you back on at some point, and we can talk about the Beatles again. That'd be great.
Yes.
Thank you, Audra.
Absolutely.
Thanks,
you.
Audra. See you soon, mate.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was awesome.
Oh,
That
she's
was awesome,
lovely.
yeah.
She's
Lovely.
lovely.
Great. I love the video. I thought the video was fantastic, really quirky, really fun, and I think the
Yeah.
song was great as well.
She had such an amazing life, traumas, and she's been through so much, and she's got such a great attitude. She's amazing.
It's wonderful. Should we play some more music?
Oh yeah, let's play music. What are we going to play next?
Bluebird?
Oh yeah, Bluebird. These guys are from the Midlands. I love them. They're alternative pop folk. This song is from their album Find Your Way. It's the title song. Here we go.
Wake me, shake me, wide awake me, oh find me a place to stay. My compass don't work, it don't find home. Someone point the way. Abide me, guide me, decide for me. I cannot make that choice. There's too much on the menu to feed this bursting heart. Someone be my voice. These times are strange, how we can talk in a million ways, but the lines engage. Oh, we could talk in a million ways, a billion ideas, a trillion opinions, every second of every hour of every day. That's why you can't find your way. That's why you can't find your way. Oh, feel me, heal me, find the real me somewhere deep inside. Ain't been seen in the pretty wild. I found a place to hide. So make me, shake me, consolidate me, or merge me in some big idea. Shake my hand, come on, let's seal the deal before we all disappear. These times are strange, how we can talk in a million ways, but the lines engaged. Oh, we could talk in a million ways, a billion ideas, a trillion opinions, every second of every hour of every day. That's why we can't find a way. find your way. That's why you can't find your way. That's why you can't find your way. That's why you can't find your way.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Right, we need to talk about that song for a minute because I don't know if you remember this, Pete, but you played that on one of your early shows,
Mhm.
and it was a recorded version, and it had a trumpet in it that went da 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 da. And I heard that song, and I was like, I really like that, and that's the only bit I can remember. It had a trumpet that went da da da, and it took us 6 months, I think, to work out what song it was. And you played it somewhere. I went, that's the one, that's the song.
You know, Robbie, I do remember that. And I also remember as soon as you said that, I knew what song it was, but I kept you going for a long time.
You never did, you feel, but that's terrible. 'Cause I remember the guys going, he goes, da 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 da. You go, it went da 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 da.
No, they're a great band. Really, really talented duo.
Yeah, they're absolutely fantastic. It's just like some of the music we've had on the show today has been absolutely amazing. And if you're an artist watching this video, I don't know, today, a year from now, you know, feel free to contact Pete. There'll be links in the descriptions. And, you know, send your music in. We'll have you on, we'll chat, and we'll play music, and it'd be good fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I do a sound audio show, which is on all the different audio things, streaming and all that stuff. But we also do a video show where I've been interviewing people, and we're going to branch out to more videos, or we can just do it on here on Chatting Sounds.
That's what it's about. Okay, we'll do one more quick subject before we go, because it's nearly dinner time for me, because I'm starving. Have you had dinner already?
No, I haven't.
Me neither. Okay, so they're talking about the Bee Gees selling their back catalogue. They're talking about, Barry's talking about selling it to a company. I think it's called UGM, and they're the ones that bought Dylan's and Fleetwood Mac's and all that sort of stuff catalogue. So what's happening is a lot of these people can't tour anymore, or they're just thinking, I won't bother now. So they're selling it off, you know, hundreds of millions of pounds, and then this company's now in copyrights. The danger for me is before, when you say you had an advert, you're on telly, you want an advert, and you say, right, we'll license the music for that to play it. It might cost you 10 grand. For argument's sake, right? Now this company can charge anything up to whatever they want, and then you've then got to play it. So is that then going to diminish these songs in people's consciousness? Because you watch a film and you'll hear a song from Bob Dylan, for argument's sake. Oh yeah, Bob Dylan, I heard him in a while. You know, it sort of pokes the consciousness, doesn't it?
Yeah,
and makes you think, actually, I've not heard him for a while. You know, is there a danger of these companies buying these catalogs and then killing off the music? What do you think about that?
Well, I'm not sure they would want to kill off the music. I think they would just want to sell as much as they can, you know. And I'm sure the prices will go up for these, you know, the bits in the movies and the adverts. Adverts, that always reminds me of Light My Fire by the Doors. They sold that to Chevy, or one of the car companies, and Jim Morrison was so pissed off at that. You know, it's like a sellout. But Robbie, who knows about this? You know, I think they're gonna up the prices on you know, on their record sales.
Yeah,
but they want people to listen because they own the things now. They have to make back that 100 million or whatever they have.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they didn't do it for, you know, just to save, you know, to have the albums. They don't have a collection like you do behind you.
It just worries me that vinyl's got really expensive really quickly. Vinyl's only, let's be honest, over the last 5 years, vinyl's gone up, like, as in popularity, right?
Yeah.
And then so with that, as the prices unnecessarily, like I was saying earlier about the Paul McCartney one. So is it going to be one of those things where then they start pricing themselves out of that market? If you're licensing a film and it's 10 grand for Bob Dylan and it's 2 grand for a track that's come out, like a One Hit Wonder, for argument's sake, you might go, you know what, I'll have the One Hit Wonder, and then turn that into a profit instead. It just worries me that these companies come in and buy these things and then take over, and then there's no real outlet for this music, or they could just keep regurgitating the same. You know, Prince, for argument's sake, let's talk about Prince for a second. He had an entire vault full of music that was locked away, and he forgot the combination and couldn't get in it.
Really?
Yeah. And then he started piling up outside the door. And then, of course, the record company comes in, drills the door, and starts releasing that stuff. Now, he didn't release it for a reason. He didn't think it was good enough, or he didn't want to. So, you know, should we hear the stuff that they don't agree with?
Mm.
But then
Well,
again, you get bootlegs, don't you? And people
Yeah,
are
you
like,
get-
"I love bootleg, yeah.
You get bootlegs. It depends, mate. If Prince has a fan like you are a fan to the Beatles, they would buy anything. They'd buy, hearing him fall out of the elevator.
You're a bad man, Pete. But,
No, seriously though. Seriously though. And I also remember, just this always reminds me of. Do you remember the guy called Jimi Hendrix?
I've heard of him. Yeah, he played banjo, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, his family wouldn't release any of his songs to be played in any contact with drugs or alcohol in movies.
Wow.
Yeah. So that really took him out of a lot because, that's all his music was about.
But if you're making a Vietnam movie, he's the guy that you get
Yeah.
involved in it.
Yeah.
But
True.
you see what I mean? Like, I'm just worried about these companies killing the music off a little bit, and then are they then going to charge more to radio stations?
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Is it going to be one of these things where it slowly gets outpriced and you think, well, we can't play the latest now and so because it's going to cost us X amount of money. We might as well not bother. It'd be easier.
Yeah. Well, that's good for my bands, my unsigned bands, though, because maybe, radio stations and TV producers and movie producers, adverts would go after these guys because they've got some good music too.
You know what? That's an idea that we've not actually spoke about. If you're a filmmaker or you're making short videos and you like some of the music you hear, maybe contact us and we'll ask the artist for you. You might want it for your short film or movie or
Definitely
something similar. Wow, we're really networking tonight. Anyway, should we play one more song before we go?
All right, let's play one more song. And it is Lonely Gimmick. This guy's from London. He's it's an alter ego of Max Pow. He calls himself Max Pow or Lonely Gimmick. Neither one is his real name. Nobody knows who he is. Well, most people don't know who he is. And he wants to keep it that way because he thinks it's all about the music. Shouldn't be about egos. And he does everything. This is one more of his kind of a techie song. It's really good. Let's have a listen to, what's the name of it? Blue Ticked Influencer.
Whoa, cool stuff.
Nice, wasn't it? Yeah, it's like a techno dreamscape. Nice.
That's wicked. So we're on Facebook, obviously, but I didn't get the messages through. So I'm just going to catch up on some messages while we're here. So hello to my auntie Jeannie. She's watching.
Hello, Jeannie.
Hello, Jeannie. I haven't seen you in ages. Jason Peppiot's watching as well. Reese says hi. Hi,
Hey, Reese. You all right, mate?
Ian Scott, our old friend from the radio station,
Ian.
says hello. He says, I've got a wonderful sense of humor. Just take a look at that hat. So hello. John Daniels said, dedicate a song to Trolley Dave, our old friend. So that can,
fantastic.
be the last one.
Yeah.
Kay says, you're doing a great job, you guys. Thank you very much. Jason says, great show. Thank you very much. Joe Beachy. Hi, Joe. He's watching as well. Greg Lloyd is watching. Hi, Greg. Paul Spencer's watching as well. So hello, guys, as well. Thanks for joining us as well.
Very cool.
Okay, we'll have to keep an eye on that last time because I didn't realize the messages come through Facebook. We can't see them. So thank you so much if you've been watching and just tuned in late. If you're watching this on Facebook on a replay, we should say that for some reason, for whatever reason, it blocks all the music. So if you're watching this as a replay, it won't work. So we'll have a link to the YouTube channel so you can watch it in its full glory. Or Lisa Grant is watching. Hello, Lisa Grant as well.
Lisa Grant.
Hi, Lisa. So yeah, evidently for some reason it doesn't show up when we do it on the other side of it. But yeah, it's been fun. Madame Who, amazing artist as well. Go check her out. She's been really great. And thanks for joining us, talking about the Beatles and music and all the other stuff.
We're going to have all the links below. So if you want to contact anybody, definitely do that, including Unknown Sounds and Chatting Tracks.
Wonderful. And subscribe to both channels because it helps us out. And we'll be back at some point and we'll do another one. And if you're an artist or a musician and you want to come on, send Pete some music through the links that will be in the description and we'll get you on and we'll play your music and stuff like that. And if you're a filmmaker, like we were saying earlier, and you heard some of the music, you think, you know what, I want that in my film. Yet again, let us know and we'll get you in touch with the artist. And hopefully we can spawn something cool and we can get some sort of one love and, room unity going. It'd be amazing. Thanks, Pete. It's been awesome as ever.
Thanks, Robbie.
And we'll be back soon. And thanks to everybody that watched and we'll see you on the next one.
Cheers. See you later.